It's Lauren.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and I'm gonna be doing I'm gonna install this wig.
The demands for justice for a woman found dead under mysterious circumstances. Lauren Smith Fields was found unresponsive in her apartment after meeting a man on a popular dating app, and her family claims police handling the case should be doing more.
No one is going to discard my daughter like she's rubbish. She's not rubbish. She had a life. She had a business. She was in college. And she had a family and friends that love her. No.
Hey, what's up? Today I need to talk to you about Lauren Smith Fields. Lauren Smith Fields was 23 years old from Connecticut. She was really into health and fitness, and she went to the gym every day, and she had just recently become a vegan. And back when she was in high school, Lauren was a track star. Lauren was actually studying cosmetology at Norwalk Community College in Connecticut, and she had her own business on the side. Lauren was into beauty and fashion and all that stuff, and she even had her own YouTube channel where she talked about that stuff.
I took off the red wig. It's literally like right there. I'm sorry I'm not like together right now, but I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna install the blue wig for you guys.
Even though Lauren was studying cosmetology, she was actually considering a career as a physical therapist because Lauren really liked to help people. She was very caring, and she could make anyone's bad day into a good one. Her mom describes her as...
Georgia was funny. She was, like, when she walks into a room, she lit up the whole room. She loves doing makeup. She loves hanging around with her friends. She loves family. She was very family orientated. I mean, doing her hair and just always being there for me, like going out and having mother and daughter dates, getting our nails done, and just also just spending time together with each other. Her cooking for me, or because I work so late at night, sometimes she just come over and be like, "Mom, let me just grab your laundry and wash them for you." She was that type of daughter.
On December 8th of 2021, Lauren was on the dating app Bumble when she matched with 37-year-old Matthew LaFontaine. Matt LaFontaine is a single guy from Milford, Connecticut, who works as a design engineer for Times Microwave System in Wallingford, Connecticut. Lauren and Matt chatted for a few days until they discovered they had a mutual friend on Instagram. On December 11th, Lauren invited Matt over to her apartment for a date. But first, she told him to send her $45 to get her nails done and bring a bottle of tequila. So Matt got to Lauren's apartment at about 9:30 p.m. He didn't have her phone number or anything, so he just called her on Instagram, and he called her about 2 times and got no answer, so he actually thought he got stood up and he left. But Lauren quickly called him and told him to come back. She said she was just doing her makeup and that's why she didn't answer. So Matt says that once they were inside the apartment, that they started doing tequila shots until Lauren felt sick and ran into the bathroom to vomit for like 15 minutes. She was really apologetic when she got out, and so they decided to do more tequila shots. They ate, they played some games, they decided to watch a movie. And while they were watching a movie, Lauren was texting with someone, and she said that her brother would be by in a bit to drop something off. Her brother's name is Lakeem, and he actually said that he was dropping off clothes. Lauren went out to meet her brother, and when she came back in, she went straight to the bathroom and stayed there for about 15 minutes. When she got back out, she and Matt kept doing more tequila shots and kept watching their movie, until finally Lauren fell asleep. Matt says that he carried her to her bed and then he went to sleep next to her. Matt got up at 3 to go to the bathroom and he said he heard Lauren snoring. He got up again at 6:30 and this time he saw blood coming from Lauren's nostrils and she wasn't breathing. So he called 911.
Engine 10, respond for medical emergency, unresponsive party.
When cops got there, they said Matt was visibly shaken up. He was frantic, he was trembling. Cops took Lauren's phone, about $1,300 in cash, her keys, her passport, and then left, and they sent Matt on his way. So fast forward a couple of days, Lauren's family has been calling and calling her, but they obviously haven't been able to reach her. So after about 2 days, Lauren's mom and her brother go to her apartment to check on her. And when they get there, they see a note on her door that says, if you're looking for Lauren, call this number. And so they call that number, and it's actually Lauren's landlord. And the landlord has to give them the unfortunate news that Lauren has died. And the landlord actually gives them the phone number for Detective Cronin, who was the detective on this case. So the family calls the detective, and he says he'll be right there. But after an hour, he never shows up. So they call him.
And I'm asking what's going on. He said she met some guy on Bumble. And I'm asking him about the guy. He was like, oh, he sounds like a really nice guy. He sounds like a really good guy. And he was like, I'll call you back, and just hung up in my face.
They say the detective promised to come by the apartment.
Never showed up.
The detective told them that there was nothing to investigate, and they didn't need to notify them Lauren was dead, because they identified her body through her passport, and he told the family to leave him alone and stop bothering him with questions.
It was careless. It was no concern. There was no care for the family about how we felt, our grief, our pain, none of that.
So weeks pass, the family has their first holiday without Lauren, but the whole time they hear absolutely nothing from the police, all the way till December 29th. A few days later, the family was back at the apartment to clear out Lauren's belongings when a new detective showed up. They said that
They said he effed up, he messed up, he effed Cronin, he messed up, he didn't know what he was doing, he messed up the case.
And that he would be the new detective on the case. CSI also showed up, and the family gave them a bloody sheet, a pill, which the family thought looked like a sedative pill, as well as a used condom, lube, and 2 drinks. So obviously the family is really upset with the way the case is being handled, and the fact that the last guy that was with Lauren is just walking free. So they hire an attorney named Darnell Crosslands. The attorney announced that the family planned to sue the city for.
So we're filing a lawsuit here in Bridgeport to compel them to process this case, to protect this family, and to give them the equal rights that they deserve under the Bridgeport and the Connecticut Constitution.
That same day, the medical examiner released Lauren's autopsy report.
Connecticut Medical Examiner's Office revealing the 23-year-old's cause of death. Smithfields reportedly died of acute intoxication due to the combined effects of fentanyl, promethazine, hydroxyzine, and alcohol.
The family said that Lauren didn't do drugs, and so they must have been slipped to her, and some experts actually agreed with them.
Keep us on split screen, Ben. I got one word I want you to pronounce for me. Cocktail.
Cocktail. That's it?
Yeah, that's what this sounds like to me. Yeah, I mean, just promethazine is actually an anti-nausea drug that causes drowsiness. Hydroxyzine is actually, it can be used as an anti-anxiety drug, but it's got antihistamine qualities to it. So again, drowsiness. And then we all know about the scourge of fentanyl, right? But fentanyl is essentially a synthetic opiate. And so you take those 3 agents, look at that on the screen. Those 3 agents right there, and you combine them with alcohol, that is a recipe for disaster. That is a lethal cocktail. And I cannot imagine in any universe where this young woman would say, yeah, okay, let me have a dosage of fentanyl, let me have a dosage of promethazine, and have a dosage of hydroxyzine. Oh, and let me wash it down with some alcohol. That, it almost seems absurd to me.
And on January 23rd, the family led a march demanding justice for Lauren, and they also announced that they had paid for their own autopsy for Lauren out of pocket because they distrusted the police so much.
No everyone is going to discard Lauren Smithfield's my daughter as she's rubbish. They're gonna answer everything, or people are gonna lose their jobs. I want that bastard Conan's bad. I want him bad.
And they also announced that they had paid for their own autopsy for Lauren out of pocket because they distrusted the police so much. The family and their attorney have shared their theories on what happened that night.
I believe that he actually went there to actually to do what happened. You know, he went there to, I guess, to call himself what, getting with her sexually. Maybe she turned him down, and there was another way that he can, you know, have sex with her, give her a date rape drug, get her drunk or whatever. I mean, there was a condom found at the scene.
Cardi B made a tweet about Lauren, and it must have done something because the very next day, the Bridgeport Police Department announced
A major development. Bridgeport, Connecticut police now say they will investigate the death as a crime and will be assisted by the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration. The police chief says the Bridgeport Police Department continues to treat the untimely death of Lauren Smith Fields as an active investigation, as we are now refocusing our attention and efforts to the factors that led to her untimely death. We have engaged several partners to assist with this portion of the investigation.
On January 30th, Bridgeport Mayor Joe Ganim announced,
To be clear, effective immediately, both Detective Llanos and Detective Cronin are suspended from duties and put on administrative leave. From the addition, the officer who was in charge of overseeing these matters has retired from the department as of this past Friday.
Matt LaFontaine has lawyered up, and his lawyer actually gave an interview recently, and the lawyer said he wasn't surprised by Lauren's autopsy results.
So Lauren's blood came back full of drugs and different substances. For his lawyer to say they're not surprised leads me to believe either he knew something would be there and he's just not talking about it, or something suspicious is happening with that response.
And that Matt would not be voluntarily providing any DNA. Dates of Matt have come forward.
And a couple people have come forward now to say that they have been on dates with him and he has a pattern of behavior.
Also, people have come forward to say that Matt and his whole family basically has connections to law enforcement.
There's been thousands of people reporting or making comments on social media that this gentleman and the Bridgeport Police Department are one and the same, that his family has always gotten away with basically murder in that jurisdiction.
So even though the family has a lot of supporters, they also have a lot of people who are very critical of them in a way that I haven't seen on other cases. They say that the family doesn't want any kind of justice for Lauren, they just want to profit from her death. Most of the criticism, though, focuses on Lauren's brother, Lakeem. That's the brother that stopped by the night that Lauren died. Lakeem gave different reasons for why he was there that night. He said he was there to drop off laundry, then he was there to drop off clothes, then he was there to drop off Christmas presents. And in 2019, Lakeem was charged with a DUI for driving under the influence of Suboxone. Suboxone is a medication used for opioid withdrawal, and Lakeem does have a criminal record, and he served time in prison for a $250K art heist. So this causes a lot of people to speculate on how Lakeem is making his money these days. There's also a lot of rumors and speculation about Lauren, but yeah, I really want to know what you think happened to Lauren, so let me know in the comment section. Personally, I have no idea. It could go either way, but I think we can all agree, no matter what, that the way the police handled this was completely wrong and unacceptable. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you very soon with a new video. Bye.